Hey everybody, what's going on? Alright, I made my video earlier, just a quick video, and after it popped up some like anti-choice videos, and they posed the question, do fetuses go to hell or heaven? And I thought, okay, I'm probably the only one who's seeing that, so, and it's so stupid anyway, I didn't think that it would ever come up again, but apparently it did, because I have some cool people in my life and they let me know. So I'm going to address this issue for anyone who is wondering, do fetuses and embryos go to hell or heaven, or what happens? I'll tell you what happens. They're an organism, and they cease to continue developing, right? How can I break this down for people, right? Before you write let's say you want to write a book. If you write half that book, it's not a complete book. If you have half a complete organism that's supposed to be a human, you don't got a human. You got an organism, okay? You don't have a being that's going anywhere. If you are in a religion that tells you that kind of stuff, and you truly like believe that, I would run, and I would want to go to hell if I was in your religion, because your heaven sounds like my version of hell, and I would assume most people's version. There's nothing there to go to heaven, hell, in between, purgatory, whatever the hell you want to call it. There's nothing there. Nothing. It's an organism that is developing into a potential, because there's so many miscarriages, there's so many stillbirths, you cannot say it's an actual child. That's just, and not just for that fact, you can't say it's an actual child because it's an organism. That's like if you, I'm using my coffee example again. You get some ground coffee, and you haven't put it in the coffee pot yet. You don't got a cup of coffee. You got ground coffee, a coffee pot, and a cup. Yeah? In order to make all this into coffee, you got to do some things, and it has to develop. Same thing with a child. It has to develop from an embryo to a fetus, and then it has to work a little bit more, and then you give birth, and woo, you got a child, right? And the reason I'm saying this with so much anger is because you people say that you care for human life, right? And you have to know you're hypocrites. This is one reason I resent the pro-choice movement, because, and there's another reason I say I'm pro-abortion. Pro-choicers, pro-abortion, whatever you are, we need to be on their low level. We need to get down there, because they're spreading bullshit, they're spreading lies, and they're hurting women who don't need to be hurt. And I'm ready to do it. They don't hurt me, they make me mad. They're lying. They're making up, you antis, are making up your own facts to justify something that's not real. And then you say you care for life, yet you don't. It's none of your business, for one. Secondly, you have, even if you disagree with abortion, like I noted in my last video, you don't have to have one, and it's between the woman and her religious or spiritual or non-existent beliefs. She can take it up with that. It's not your concern. It's interesting to me how you care for life, but the moment she gives birth, boom, you're gone. I was on either Twitter, I think it was Twitter earlier, and I saw someone saying, please donate eggs so that we can have a child and raise it. Go adopt. Do you know how flooding or flowing, whatever word you want to use, do you know how overcrowded, there we are, the foster homes are? Do you know that by the age 8, most kids will not be adopted? At 18, they're thrown out on the street. They don't get a car, they don't get a house, they don't get help, they don't get financial aid from the government. They're out. Have you been in these foster homes? I have. I lived in them. You care for life though, right? Nah, you don't. If you cared for life, you wouldn't be trying to hurt innocent women who are doing what's best for them, and you don't know a damn thing about them, right? It's not your place. So mind your own business. Disagree, but step back if you care for life. Secondly, it's not a child until it's born. And even if you want to say it's a child, it's not murder, because you're gonna carry a little embryo around forever. I mean, what? Size of a pinhead? That's alive? No. That's an organism. It's developing. Not a life. It's not murder. No matter what you believe on that, though, abortion is not wrong. Full stop. I mean, that's just how it is. In my opinion, I believe it is far more humane to ensure that you don't bring an innocent life into this world to be punished and to be unloved and to be unwanted. And you want me to tell you why? Because I've been that child, and it's more than torture. I honestly believe that the people who think like this must not have lived a life of any hardship when it comes to their parents, because either that or you're just freaking stupid, or you don't know your facts and you're just copying what you hear on TV or other people say, or you're too scared to speak up. I mean, that's just real. It just blows me away. You care for life, but yet you are willing to hurt life. You're willing to bring an innocent life into this world. Now let me talk about contraception real quick. It fails. Failed me twice. It does not always work. It's not 100%. So what happens then? A child shouldn't be a punishment. And no, sex is not just for reproductive purposes. And people that are having sex for pleasure, for love, or for whatever, they're not whores, sluts, bad. There's nothing wrong with that. That's normal. There's something wrong with people like you who want to bring other people down. There's where the problem is. So here, let me answer that question real quick, sum it up, and I'm gonna end this. Where do embryos and fetuses go when they're aborted? Like a tissue, like any surgery, or depending on how you have it done. Where do they go? Well, when you have your period, where does your blood go? I mean, really, your thinking is so stupid. It's hard to come up with a logical answer. I mean, not logical. It's hard to come up with a sane answer, because it's like, are you for real? Do you really think like that? And you have the audacity to go out and act like that. So hypocritical, so in everybody's face that believes in a woman's right to choose. And most people who believe in a woman's right to choose aren't doing anything back. Yet you guys are out, you're doing all this horrific stuff. Bombing clinics, trying to kill people, emotionally, verbally, and mentally abusing women. I could go on and on. You don't care for life. You don't care for life. You're not fooling me. You're not fooling a lot of people. You may hurt some people. Good job. You care for life, right? Nah, abortion's not murder. You're not murdering anything. The fetus and the embryo is an organism that's removed so that it doesn't become a human, so that you don't have to murder a 2-year-old. Because that happens. They don't want to talk about that, though, do they? And they don't want to talk about what mothers who give their children up for adoption go through either. They just want to make the women who make a choice that they disagree with feel bad. You're not a bad woman. That's it. Late-term abortion or first trimester, I had them both. You're not a bad woman. I'm not a bad woman. They're bad for lying and for acting as they do. There's that. And that's truth.